Hello?
Hey, there you are. You sound like you just fell out of a portal. Hello?
Hello?
What year is it? Welcome to Hooked Once, everybody. This is the podcast that takes place while we play Dead by Daylight. I am the host, fricking Nick, and I am met with not one, not two, but three guests today. We are sharing our hot takes this video. That's the whole point of this podcast, of this stream, is we're going to be sharing our own hot takes, and we're going to be listening to your guys' hot takes. Does that sound good, everybody?
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
That's a plan.
Oh, look at Becky flexing the Twitch shirts. All right. You guys mind if I break it out with my hottest Dead by Daylight take? Teabagging is not that deep. Or just BMing in general. Maybe it's the fact that I'm just a crusty ass millennial, but that's the one thing in the world that makes me shake my cane at the sky and yell. It's not as deep as you see people talk about.
The only time I think it is egregious is if you're if you're a survivor and you got out and you won. Then if you're sitting in gate waiting for the killer to come up and teabagging, come on.
Yeah, I agree, but even then it's kind of I feel like that you can just hold W and press M1. You just give them a smack.
So, as a fellow COD lobby victim, I don't think it's that deep, but I feel like if you're teabagging the killer, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna expose myself as a killer main here. If you're teabagging the killer, then you cannot complain about slugging just for the sake of slugging or hitting on hook and stuff like that.
If you're gonna bad manner, you don't get a.
You have to
else.
Understand that other people will return the same vibes.
Yeah, I agree. I that's the main caveat to it is I think you need to. You only dish it if you can take it, but I'll freaking dish it sometimes. I feel so bad because sometimes it's just the ghost of Halo lobbies past will overcome me, and then I'll just be like, oh yeah, I hit that control key a couple times on my way out. Who wants to tell their hottest spicy white hot take?
Give it a whirl real quick. I don't even know if it's a hot take. I struggle with hot takes. I think when they tested it, I truly think Basekit Unbreakable should have been there, and they should have kept it.
So, no.
I think slugging is one of the most lazy, unfun things someone can do, and I am a killer main too, because I'm somebody who tries to go for hooks most of the time, more than just trying to win or something like that. I see as many hooks as I can get possible, and just slugging to slug. I don't like gameplay mechanics that take power away from somebody, and there's just nothing they can do a lot of the times, just laying on a floor.
I actually don't think that Unbreakable should be base kit as someone currently running Unbreakable. I think that it does make it too easy for survivors. As someone who brutally hates slugging.
Okay, so Michaela, you immediately said no while after DbdOpinions gave his take on Basekit Unbreakable.
I think Unbreakable is one of the strongest perks in the game, and
it 100% is.
I don't think it should be base kit at all. Sometimes slugging is not fun. Even as a killer, it's not fun for me. And as a survivor, I hate being slugged, of course. But in some cases, when there's 4 coordinated survivors and they're popping gen after gen and getting saves, it's the only thing that you can do to maybe catch up.
And I don't know if this will adjust anyone's opinions. My idea of Basekit Unbreakable is a very nerfed down version of what is current Unbreakable. I'm not saying Unbreakable in its current form or anyway. How long is current Unbreakable to get up? Does anyone remember the time off the top of their head?
Oh, I don't.
I don't.
Maybe we can loop out Starve into the call.
Yeah, but what if we doubled that?
I could, so yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit of a fence sitter, but I can kind of see both sides to it. I do think that just kind of leaving people on the ground just to leave them on the ground it gets really frustrating and really annoying, especially if it's like those people who have it on their like profile, like this is how many games I've won by bleeding everyone out. You know,
It's hard.
being on the
It's so hard.
being on the business end of that sucks, but at the same time, it's like, yeah. Also, I can see where my team and I went wrong to allow that to happen. You know, so it's like, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. If I were to like give a definitive answer on do I agree or disagree, I would probably. What are you blind, Chucky? Oh shoot! If I were to give a hard answer, do I agree or disagree? I would lean towards I agree with caveats. I could see there being something to kind of help counter that really annoying way of doing things. Maybe after like certain amount of minutes.
Really hard because, like I was saying, like I don't want it to be like, oh, every survivor's getting up after 20 seconds type of thing. But if it's like, if it's going on for like a minute and a half, like...
So DbdOpinions and I have given our big Dead by Daylight hot takes. Who wants to go next out of you two ladies?
I have one. I'm actually very firm on this take. It's the only take that has gotten me death threats on TikTok, and I'm still very proud of it. I don't think 99 gates should be a thing. As soon as the survivor stops touching the gate, it should start regressing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've never given that much thought.
I know that the devs have said that they tried that, and then they decided not to do that because of they just internally they decided not to do that. So
Do you know timeline-wise when that happened? Like when they internally tested it?
I think it was a year or two ago when they said that, but I agree with that. I think that's a good take. But I'm trying to think why they would have. Oh, I'm dead. I'm trying to think why they would have not done that. Like, because they said we tested it out, but we didn't like it. So we need someone to be the devil's advocate in this one because we all thought it was pretty.
Well, probably.
I don't think it should.
Oh, you don't
because I
okay.
think that getting the gates open takes long enough as it is. And between perks like No Way Out and Blood Warden, I think there are plenty of options to block the gate. I run No Way Out because of that. Like, I want to have as much delay as possible. And there are also perks like No-Ed that can give you plenty of advantage in endgame.
What if there were like floors, like at 25%, 50%, and 75%? So like it would decay down to there.
That.
What if we put skill checks on it?
Huh.
That could be interesting too.
What would happen if you failed it? Would you just get like shocked?
Just zap the shit out of you.
Instantly removed from the trial. You are
get
now
injured
dead.
or mending state.
But yeah, I could see like doing a floor, like maybe at 75% or 90%, so you can't just like instantly pop it. Like that might be a good compromise between like
Oh my god.
not doing it and doing it. How does that sound to you, Becky? Was that something you would accept, or do you still think that you should be able to just?
I would accept floors of it, yeah. I could see floors, I could see skill checks, but I think having it be able to fully regress is, Christ, they always scare the shit.
I just got popped up on. So I think that's the one that we've had the least disagreement on.
I really like the floor idea because
yeah, the floor idea is a good one.
That is something I've never given much thought, and I didn't have a real stance on it. But when you brought that up, I was like, I would actually really like to test that in like a PTB or something and see what happens.
Oh, I'm so screwed. The big guy just landed on top of me. I just got top roped by the chubby guy.
What's everyone's least favorite killer?
To play against or to play as?
Play against.
I think
there's a night, Michaela.
Skull Merchant, maybe not necessarily because like, oh, Skull Merchant bad, but because everybody thinks Skull Merchant's bad.
The DCs.
Everybody just gives up. I never have a game against a Skull Merchant where somebody doesn't just kill themselves. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Someone in my chat says Legion, which I feel like a lot of people would think.
Yeah, Legion's another one. They just kind of, it gets boring. He's not like, I don't think he's very well designed. He's kind of like a wet fart of
He's
a
a
giant.
farming killer.
He just makes games go long.
My least favorite is, I think, also with Michaela's Trickster. He's overstimulating.
Did you say anything, DbD opinions, on who you hate?
Oh, I actually. I'm gonna put a bookmark in this. I'm gonna get back to you at a random time.
We're gonna be like 3 games from now, and you're gonna be like,
Yeah,
Plague.
yeah. Someone's gonna be mid like take, and I'm just gonna blurt out a killer out of nowhere.
Is DbD survivor or killer sighted?
Killer-sided
Goodness.
statistics say it.
Okay, so it's killer-sided on paper because there are so many survivors that just go next the second that something doesn't go their way, in my opinion. Like, maybe I'm just an entitled killer main, but I think this game is very survivor-sided.
I think I only played Survivor for probably the first 6 months of playing, and then when I started playing Killer, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I used to have so much pity for killers, because I have friends that are really good, and I was like, oh, I feel so bad for these people. And I started playing, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this is so easy. And, like, even after playing more and, like, getting up to, like, a higher MMR, I guess, even getting against a bully build, like, at that point, it's just funny. Like,
So someone just brought up in my chat a really important point. It's like, Survivor, do you mean Survivor or killer-sided in like casual games or in at its best abilities, which would be Dead by Daylight comp? Because those are like 2 very different things.
Yeah, I think like I don't know. Like I think I view it from the like just like from a casual perspective, and I think Dead by Daylight by its design is casually killer sighted because we got that I don't know like 60-ish% kill rate, and they said that that's where they like the kill rate to be. But I guess if you are talking about comp, then it is a different beast. But I don't play comp, and I don't think any of us here do.
Yeah. I don't play comp. I cast comp every now and then. And with casting comp, I see it go both ways all the time. The only stance I feel very confident saying is from a beginner standpoint, like you are new to the game, it's killer-sided. Because I've seen it multiple times where a friend, I've been telling them, like, you gotta check out Dead by Daylight, like, play Dead by Daylight, really are struggling on Survivor, like, can't really figure it out, because this is not a beginner-friendly game at all. I hope we can all agree upon that.
Oh yeah.
It is not.
oh,
It is
absolutely not.
the worst game to learn, because it teaches you nothing. And as Survivor, there's so many things going on when you're first starting out in the game. You're like, what do I do? Should I go for this rescue? Should I run? Should I hide? As Killer, when you're first starting out, you're just going, I just gotta kill people.
Yeah.
And I got people, again, like back to like when they were starting the game, they'll text me and they'll be like, I just got the nastiest 4K. And they're like 3 hours in the game. And I'm just like, hell yeah, dude. Yes, you did. Oh, he coming for you.
Yeah, he's
So,
on me.
when you're starting the game, I think it's killer-sided. But once you start getting an experience stuff, bro.
I found me instead of you. I'm
honestly
so
don't
screwed.
know.
Oh, you got you. Okay. Yeah, how do you think you even make a game like Dead by Daylight less oppressive for beginners?
That's so hard because I was gonna say like remake the tutorial, but they did remake the tutorial. And I don't know if that was to the best of their ability. Like, it teaches you a little bit, and they added the, like, bots you can play against and everything. But no, it comes down to how many damn perks there are in the game, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the overwhelming part, is they will constantly be like, what did that? Like, why did that happen? And it's like, oh, that's perk number 347 that came out with the artist. You didn't know?
That'd be
Something
nice. Yeah.
I've brainstormed too, and again, this is such a daunting task that I don't even know if they could do it. But like, for example, let's say I'm gonna go extremely basic here. Let's say you're playing Killer and you experience a dead hard. for the first time and you're like, what the hell happened? Why didn't they go down? Like a nice little like kind of like upper third banner that just popped up dead hard and
You
explained
just got
what the
shit on
hell
by
just
dead hard.
happened. Yeah. Like dead hard and explain like what it is and why this happened. Maybe that would kind of let it click with people a lot more, because like right there at the time of it happening, you're going to go like, what was that?
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't going to think to like go to like the in-game screen and start scanning through their perks, and they're like, okay, I got it, I locked it in and everything. They're going to move on to the next game and they're going to be like, what was that?
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
That
Or
sounds,
even-
yeah, those banners in game, that would be a really good idea.
Cenobite, by the way.
Oh yeah, Cenobite's a nightmare.
I have one that I that's from TikTok, so you know it's gonna be good. I'm gonna read it verbatim. Okay.
Okay.
Tunneling is not even a real thing. It was created by snowflakes to cope for the fact that they're not good at chase, trying to gaslight the killer into thinking doing his objective is bad. Pathetic.
It's a lot of big
Damn.
words.
When did you find my alt account? Crazy.
I think tunneling is a real thing. Like you clearly can tunnel. Like you can say, I am going after that survivor right now, and I will keep going after them off hook. Like that is, like you can't say that isn't something that you can do, but it's what the level of tunneling is that's considered toxic. Oh,
Is there
God, my-
tunneling happening right now, by the way?
Maybe.
According to this
I might be
comment,
having a
no.
problem. I might be having
Nah.
a problem.
Y'all are making that up. It's not a real thing.
It's fake. But it's like
fake.
it's a term that the devs have like actually used.
Oh yeah.
Oh shoot, I tried to get in the way. I'm so sorry.
I full panicked.
It has been used in official Dead by Daylight press releases. So tunneling is a thing. And I don't think it's like I don't think it's gaslighting to tell someone like you were just tunneling me. Like you clearly got tunneled out. Like they were going straight for you. Like they were hanging around near the hook and going straight for you the second you got unhooked. You know, that was a good example.
I was to say this is the perfect time to have that like as the hot take.
Yeah. I
I have. Oh, sorry.
I think it's just a matter of like how much you're gonna foam at the mouth when it happens. You know, is Dead by Daylight pay to win?
Yes. That is a stance I have been on for a minute. They have a free-to-play model in this game. Like, with the way it's like so many, you gotta buy so much shit and pay for the game on top of it. And when a lot of perks come out in a broken state, it is a pay-to-win game.
100%. Do I pay? Yes.
Do I win?
Do you
Also,
win?
yes.
Do I win? Maybe.
I don't know, I never thought about it. I mean, I pay for everything and I still lose, so maybe not.
But if you don't pay for, like, if you never paid for any perk or anything, would you have as high of a win rate as you do if you do pay for perks?
I mean, no, a lot of my perks are licensed and I rely on them a lot. I guess I can see where that opinion is coming from. I was going to use the shrine as an example, but the shrine is horrible.
The shrine is like, yeah, I remember I think it went like barbecue and chili went like 2.5 years without being in it at one point. That was,
Oh my god.
and that was when barbecue and chili was like, gave you double blood points as well. So it was like
I think they should rotate that more often.
more often than once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Is daily too bold?
I think every other day.
My boyfriend was
Give
actually
people a
just
chance
saying
to look at it.
that it should change daily. I don't know if that's a solution, but I agree with Becky. Every other day would be good.
Because then it gives people, like, a day to be like, oh, this is in there, I gotta get on tomorrow.
What do you guys think about private profiles, like anonymous players?
I think anonymous players should not be allowed to participate in chat.
Agree.
Yes. Yes.
They should also not be able to look at profiles.
Yeah, that's that too. They shouldn't be allowed to click on. Yeah, they shouldn't.
I'm on console.
Everybody should be anonymous, and if you're on a non mode, then everybody should be on a non mode,
Exactly.
and you can't talk.
I think I try and be critical of survivors because I am a survivor man.
Okay.
So like, I don't want to be that survivor that is just like, all killers are bad and all survivors are great. Like, no, survivors can be shitty too.
No, yeah, I think, I don't know. How do you guys feel about people who play, like, let's say 80% one side or 90% one side? Or just do not, like, even give it, or even like if they play only one side. Do you guys ever take their opinions?
I think
don't-
that people who only play one side are cheating themselves because you're not going to be as good at the game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think you have to play both sides eventually, but I'm definitely the type of person that plays 80, if not more, percent killer. But I do play Survivor every now and then.
Like, I think, I don't know. I'm talking about the people who, like, maybe I'm just slanted because I post updates on TikTok and then I get a front row seat to 18 to 25, mostly male people talking about how they're going to threaten to uninstall because they added, like, they took away 1 second from your Basekit Unbreakable, you know? But I just...
Oh yeah. I think we have the same demographic.
Do we?
If you're threatening to uninstall over a nerf or buff to a perk that you don't like, then you maybe need to get therapy.
Yeah, you should probably uninstall.
You should look into
You
that.
should probably just uninstall anyway.
I had a lot of those when they nerfed Buckle Up for the people. I actually had to log comments for a while because people were threatening to do not nice things to the developers.
There's just a heavy need for therapy in the gaming community, I think.
Oh yeah, but that leads me into the last hot take of the night before I send you guys off, since I've kept you for over an hour and a half. Or the developers of Dead by Daylight have unironically done a pretty good job so far.
It's a good game. I wouldn't be playing if it wasn't a good game.
Yeah, I think
True.
I think they're not doing, maybe they're not doing the best job, you know, but I think they're doing a pretty good job so far.
I do think things are consistently getting better as it goes on. I forget the exact timeline, but if you were to talk to me years ago, I would say I think the game's getting worse. But with the current state of DbD, I do think things are getting better.
Mm-hmm. Here, do you want to work on the gen and I'll go get DbD opinions?
Is there a gen? Is that the gen? That's the gen.
But yeah, I think, I don't know. I think it's pretty easy to be overly critical, especially in a game that fosters such an us versus them environment. But there's so many people who are like, oh, the devs only are all killer mains, and so of course they're gonna make this change. It's like, no, they're trying to run a game that it's hard to keep the game balanced and keep everybody happy. It's impossible to, and I think they're doing a decent job at keeping everybody at least still playing the game, you know?
It could be worse for sure.
Interest. Yeah, it would be against their best interest to make it all one-sided. So, like, that's just not logical.
All right. Well, thank you, MillennialEngineer, Mikaelanator, and DbdOpinions. I appreciate the hell out of you guys for hopping on for episode 3 of Hooked Ones. Do you guys have anything you would like to shout out or say before you guys go?
Check me out on TikTok where I make pretty annoying memes, and I do open lobbies Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. on TikTok and Twitch.
Follow me on TikTok if you don't believe tunneling is real. Also, sorry if I've ever tunneled you. And shout out to all the Michaelas out there.
Let's nerf the pig. Come check out some mediocre gameplay over on the YouTube and some mediocre opinions on top of that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. You guys have a good rest of your evening. And everybody watching at home, I hope you enjoyed.